So, Oscar Piastri has been playing up his chances of winning the 2025 Formula 1 World Championship. Now, being in the fastest car, I think he very much has a chance. In fact, I did put him as a bold prediction to win this championship this year. I did think it was unlikely, but that's the whole point of a bold prediction. Check that out if you want to do. I'll probably put the link to that at the end of this video. But let's have a look at this story here, guys, because we all know that McLaren are looking like the heavy favourites for the championship right now, but you know, Lando Norris has been kind of bigging himself up really when it comes to his chances. I haven't heard too much from Piastri when it comes to this, to be honest, but he has said before that his aim to win the championship is very much this year. That's going to be his big goal. So let's have a look at this, guys. Why he's confident of that being the case. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com as always. Oscar Piastri is confident he can charge for the 2025 title. The wider perception is that Lando Norris, the current championship leader, is the team leader at McLaren, but it was Piastri who shone the brightest last time out in China. Norris thinks only Ferrari has a driver lineup that is equally balanced in terms of driver talent, even though one-sided teams such as Red Bull can actually benefit because a teammate is not taking points off Max Verstappen in the drivers' standings. And I mean, well, so far Lawson hasn't taken any points and he's not going to get any in the Red Bull. Hopefully things will be better for Tsunoda though. Our system will always win out in the end, said Norris, even against the best driver in the field. Team boss Andrea Estella agrees. Lando and Oscar feed off each other and get more out of themselves than if they were driving in isolation. It is believed that manager Mark Webber is skillfully negotiating Piastri's contract so that he gets equal number one status, making the imposition of the famous papaya rules at McLaren awkward at times. Piastri recently extended his deal for a long time, despite Red Bull's earlier stated interest. In the latest Drive to Survive series, Christian Horner did not hesitate to say Oscar when asked which McLaren driver he would pick if he had to choose between Piastri and Norris. For me, other teams were never really any consideration, Piastri told the Times newspaper in an interview. McLaren, firstly, from a car perspective, but also from a team environment perspective, is where I want to be. A lot of people would want to be there. I'm confident I can win with this team. But is he confident that he can put his head and shoulders in front of Norris? If I wasn't confident in that, then I wouldn't have signed this long-term contract. The risk for McLaren, however, is a repeat of the sort of teammate hostility the team is also famous for, a la Fernando Alonso versus Lewis Hamilton and Senna versus Prost. I'm aware of that conflict and that it could arise if we're not careful, McLaren CEO Zak Brown told Automotor und Sport. A lot depends on the personalities of the drivers. We are lucky that we have two lions in the cage, but they get along with each other well. He also said that he is keen to learn from the Senna-Prost clash in particular, insisting that transparency will likely be the key to resolving disputes or suspicions. That's why we always involve our drivers in our marketing activities, playing golf together, going to dinner together in the evening, Brown added. Now the no-nonsense Australian Piastri is heading to Japan as the last start winner, but only behind championship leader Norris, but also Max Verstappen and even George Russell as well. I enjoy being in that position of expectation, he insists. I'm certainly not in the sport just to make up the numbers. I am here because I want to become world champion. Over the last couple of seasons, I have proven to myself more than anyone that I've got what it takes. I don't think that I am at the peak of what I'm capable of, but I'm trying my absolute best to get there as quickly as possible. I know when I have my best weekends, they're good enough to beat the very best. I totally agree. When Piastri is on it, like we saw in places like Baku last year, and in fairness, China, you know, in the Grand Prix was absolutely untouchable. I know Norris had his brake issues and stuff, but even without that, Piastri would have beat him quite comfortably, really, to be honest. So, yeah, I think when Piastri's absolutely on it, he is unstoppable. But how often is that going to be? We're going to have to see. He didn't do that well at Japan last year. You know, I mean, McLaren weren't quite the second fastest team at that point, in fairness, but at the end of the day, it wasn't his best track last year. But we'll see how he gets on. Surprisingly, you know, he understands Japanese, does Piastri. Never knew that. I know, surprising. I saw a video from Sky Sports F1 with that. I was like, really? You can read that? Fair play, man. All power to you. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is Piastri a genuine contender for the championship? He's got to be a contender, hasn't he? But is he likely to beat Norris for a season? I don't think he's likely to, but I think it's possible. And I also think as the season goes on, he's going to improve more and more, because let's not forget, this is his third season in Formula 1. Norris is in his 7th season in Formula 1. So, you know, the improvement from these guys is going to be different. I don't think Norris is at his peak yet, but Piastri has a lot further to go to hit his peak, I think, as a driver, and experience will only help that. So it's going to be interesting. I did back him to win the World Championship. I said I don't think it's likely, but yeah, you know, he's in the hunt. He's in the picture. But yeah, see you soon for another video just like this on the F1 Chronicle, guys. I'll link another video, like I said, about the bold predictions one. I'll put that at the end because, yeah, I did reference it a few times, my championship prediction there. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, guys. And I hope you have a fantastic day ahead. See you very soon for more content like this in the build-up to the Japanese Grand Prix.